Have you ever noticed how some mornings you wake up, look in the mirror and see all your flaws, while other times you feel unstoppable? The difference isn't in your external reality, but in how you speak to yourself. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how dedicating just 3 minutes daily to visualization can completely transform your self-esteem and, with it, your entire life. Your mind is the most powerful field that exists in your life, but few people truly understand how to use it to their advantage. Think about it. Every thought you have generates a vibration, and that vibration attracts similar experiences into your life. That's why when you feel insecure, the world seems to confirm that you're not enough. When you feel powerful, opportunities appear as if by magic. Louise Hay constantly said, "What we believe about ourselves becomes our truth." And here's the secret that will change your life. You can consciously reprogram what you believe about yourself. Imagine this. You've spent years telling yourself that you're not smart enough or attractive enough or capable enough. Every time you make a mistake, an inner voice says, "See? I told you so." It's like having a relentless critic living in your head 24/7. Sound familiar? We've all been there, but what you may not know is that voice isn't you. It's simply an installed program, and like any program, it can be updated or even deleted. This is where the power of visualization comes in. It's not fantasizing or self-deception. It's a scientifically proven tool that reconfigures your nervous system and brain patterns. When you visualize with intention, you're activating the same brain areas that would activate if the experience were real. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what's vividly imagined and what's actually experienced. Let's start with a simple exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a lemon. Visualize its bright yellow color, its rough texture. Now, in your mind, cut it in half. Watch how the juice begins to drip. Bring it to your nose and smell its citrusy aroma. Finally, take a bite of that lemon and imagine the sour taste flooding your mouth. Did you notice how your body reacted? Perhaps you salivated or winced. That demonstrates the power of your mind over your body, and it's exactly what we're going to harness to transform your self-esteem. For years, you've been unconsciously visualizing your own failures, imagining the worst, anticipating rejection. That has programmed your mind to look for evidence that confirms these limiting beliefs. But starting today, we're going to reverse that process. Remember these words from Louise Hay. The point of power is always in the present moment. No matter how long you've been repeating negative affirmations to yourself, you can begin to change in this very instant. The first step to elevating your self-esteem through visualization is to recognize and release the negative thoughts you've been harboring. If you're not aware of them, you can't transform them. Over the next few days, keep a small journal and write down every negative thought you have about yourself. Don't judge them, simply observe them with compassion. You'll notice interesting patterns. Maybe you're particularly hard on yourself regarding your physical appearance, or perhaps you punish yourself for not being productive enough. Now, dedicate 3 minutes each morning to visualization. Find a quiet place, sit comfortably and close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Imagine a warm golden light beginning to form in your heart. With each breath, that light expands, filling every cell in your body. As the light envelops you, mentally repeat, "I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now." Really feel those words. Allow yourself to experience what it would be like to live from that space of unconditional self-love. This simple exercise has the power to break years of negative programming. Each time you repeat it, you're creating new neural connections, literally reconfiguring your brain so that self-love becomes your natural state. And when your internal state changes, your external reality changes. Do you know what's most powerful about this process? That transformation begins immediately. You don't have to wait years to see results. People who practice this type of visualization report feeling more centered, confident, and positive from day one. And over time, those 3 minutes daily can literally rebuild your self-esteem from the ground up. If you've made it this far and feel this might work for others but not for you, I want you to know that this doubt is just another limiting thought. Your mind is accustomed to protecting you from change, even when that change is positive. Allow yourself to be curious rather than skeptical. Give this process a real chance. As Louise Hay said, change can be scary, but not as scary as staying stuck in a situation that no longer nurtures or makes you happy. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. While visualization works on your belief system, something incredibly powerful happens when you learn to speak to your body with love, and how this practice can exponentially multiply your self-esteem. Your body has been your home since the moment you were born, and it will continue to be until your last breath. However, for many of us, our body has become a battlefield, an object of constant criticism, something we try to control, dominate, or even punish. We've learned to see our bodies as enemies rather than allies, and that distorted perspective is draining your self-esteem day after day. Louise Hay expressed it with amazing clarity. Your body is always trying to love you, but you refuse to listen to it. Think about it for a moment. Your heart beats without you having to remind it to. Your lungs breathe. Your cells regenerate. Your body works tirelessly to keep you alive and functioning, even when you ruthlessly criticize it. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and felt a wave of disgust toward what you see? Have you pinched parts of your body with contempt, wishing they were different? We've all done it at some point. But what we don't realize is that each criticism is like a small wound we inflict on our self-esteem. And over time, these small wounds become deep scars. This is where the second component of our daily visualization practice comes in: loving dialogue with your body. After your morning visualization, take an additional moment to do this. Place your hands over your heart and thank your body for everything it does for you. Thank your heart for beating, your lungs for breathing, your legs for supporting you, your arms for allowing you to embrace those you love. This simple act of gratitude begins to heal the broken relationship between your mind and body. And when that relationship heals, your self-esteem blossoms in ways you perhaps never thought possible. Because true self-esteem isn't just mental, it's deeply physical too. Let's do an exercise together. Close your eyes and place a hand on the part of your body you like least, the one you criticize the most. Now, instead of judging it, send it love. Tell it, "Thank you for being part of me. I accept you. I love you." Repeat this for 30 seconds, really feeling the words. Do you notice the difference in how you feel? That small energetic shift is the beginning of a revolution in your self-esteem. Louise Hay discovered this connection after healing her own cancer. She understood that hatred toward our body can literally make us sick, while love can heal us at cellular levels. It's not metaphorical, it's biological. When you speak to yourself with love, you reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and increase oxytocin and serotonin, chemicals associated with well-being and happiness. For the next week, I challenge you that each time you look in the mirror, instead of looking for imperfections, find something to be grateful for. It can be as simple as, "I love how my eyes reflect my soul," or "I'm grateful to my hands for all they allow me to create." This might feel uncomfortable at first, even artificial, but remember, you're breaking decades of negative habits. Discomfort is part of the growth process. I'd like to share something personal. For years, I too struggled with body image. Each morning was a battle in front of the mirror. Until one day I began this gratitude practice, and little by little my relationship with my body began to transform. It didn't happen overnight, it was a gradual process. But eventually, I began to see my body not as an aesthetic object, but as a sacred vehicle for my spirit. And that perspective changed everything. If you're enjoying this content and feel it's resonating with something deep inside you, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Every week we share practical tools like these to help you cultivate a more loving relationship with yourself and with your life. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any video that might be exactly what you need to hear at a particular moment in your journey. Now, returning to our visualization practice to elevate your self-esteem. There's a third element that few people understand. But that has the power to dramatically accelerate your transformation, and that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The third fundamental pillar for elevating your self-esteem through visualization is understanding the power of your words and how they literally create your reality. Words aren't simply sounds we emit, they're energetic decrees that shape our life experience. Louise Hay dedicated much of her work to helping us understand that the words we use are incredibly powerful. Every time you say, "I can't, I'm not capable, I'll never have," you're sealing those limitations as truths in your subconscious. It's like programming your mental GPS to direct you toward failure and insecurity. Have you noticed how you talk about yourself when no one is listening? Or worse, how you describe yourself to others? "I'm a mess. I'm always late. I never finish what I start." These aren't innocent descriptions. They're self-fulfilling prophecies that undermine your self-esteem at its root. To truly transform your self-esteem, you need to integrate powerful affirmations into your daily visualization practice. They're not just pretty phrases, they're declarations of intention that, repeated with conviction, rewrite the software of your subconscious mind. Here's the exercise. During your daily 3-minute visualization, after enveloping your body in golden light and practicing body gratitude, incorporate a specific affirmation that counteracts your most frequent internal criticism. If you often find yourself thinking you're not smart enough, your affirmation might be, "I am brilliant and capable. My mind is powerful and creative." If your struggle is with feeling worthy of love, you might affirm, "I am deeply loved and deserve to receive abundant love without conditions." The crucial thing here is that you don't just repeat the words mechanically, but that you really feel them. Imagine what it would be like if that affirmation were already completely true for you. How would you stand? How would you breathe? What expression would your face have? Incorporate all those sensory details into your visualization. You might feel resistance at first. A little voice might say, "This is ridiculous," or "You're lying." Don't fight that voice. Simply acknowledge it and continue with the exercise. That resistance is simply your old belief system fighting to survive. With each conscious repetition of your new affirmation, you're weakening that outdated system and strengthening a new one based on self-love. This process is so powerful because you're working directly with your subconscious mind, which doesn't distinguish between what's real and what you vividly visualize. When you repeat an affirmation while visualizing yourself living it, you're giving your subconscious mind clear instructions on how to reorganize your reality to align with that new belief. Something magical happens when you begin to do this consistently. You start to notice yourself speaking to yourself more kindly during the day. You catch yourself choosing more empowering words to describe your experiences. People around you may even comment that you seem different, more confident, more radiant. It's no coincidence. It's the direct result of having rewritten your internal dialogue. Let me share an additional exercise you can incorporate into your daily routine. Get a small notebook that will be your affirmations journal. Each night before sleeping, write your main affirmation 10 times. As you write it, really connect with the feeling that it's already true. This simple nightly ritual programs your subconscious mind while you sleep, accelerating your transformation. Have you noticed how some people seem to radiate confidence effortlessly? It's not that they were born that way. They've mastered, consciously or unconsciously, the art of speaking to themselves with power and love. And you can learn this skill too. As Louise Hay said, "It's not the events in our lives that affect us, but our reactions to them." By changing your words, you change your reactions, and by changing your reactions, you completely change your life experience. If you're following these exercises and already beginning to feel subtle changes, you're on the right track. Remember that real transformation isn't always dramatic. It often begins as a gentle breeze that gradually becomes a wind strong enough to change the course of your life. And now, let's explore the fourth crucial element for elevating your self-esteem through visualization. The power of vivid mental images and how they can completely reprogram your sense of personal worth. The human mind thinks predominantly in images, not words. When you remember your childhood, you don't remember texts, you see scenes, colors, expressions. This visual nature of our cognition is precisely what makes visualization so incredibly effective for transforming your self-esteem. Louise Hay expressed it beautifully. The mental image we have of ourselves is like a blueprint that life follows to build our reality. If you constantly visualize yourself as someone small, insecure, undeserving, that's the blueprint your life will follow. But when you consciously create a new mental image of yourself, radiant, confident, loved, you're redesigning that fundamental blueprint. In this fourth component of our daily 3-minute practice, we're going to create what I call your mental success movie. It's a vivid sequence of images where you see yourself living from a place of deep self-esteem and self-love. It begins like this. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Now imagine yourself waking up in the morning. Visualize every detail. How do you feel in your body? What expression does your face have? See yourself getting up with energy and purpose, looking at yourself in the mirror with genuine love. Imagine how you dress, choosing clothes that make you feel beautiful and powerful. Visualize how you interact with people throughout the day, with confidence, authenticity, and grace. Imagine facing a challenge with calm and assurance, knowing deeply that you are capable. See yourself receiving compliments with gratitude, without discounting them. Visualize your body posture, erect and open, your voice clear and firm. The powerful thing about this exercise is that the more vividly you can imagine these details, the more deeply they'll impact your nervous system and self-concept. Your brain literally creates new neural pathways that make these high self-esteem behaviors increasingly natural for you. Let me ask you a question. Have you noticed how some mornings you wake up feeling amazing, and other times you get up feeling defeated before even starting the day? That's not random. It's the direct result of the mental images that dominated your mind before sleeping and during your dreams. When you consciously program positive images of yourself, you're sowing the seeds to wake up with an elevated sense of self-esteem. A specific technique you can use is the mirror visualization. Before encountering your actual reflection, close your eyes and visualize yourself looking in the mirror and seeing someone radiant, beautiful, and worthy of love. Really feel the admiration and affection toward that person who is you. Then, open your eyes and look at your actual reflection while maintaining that same energy of love. This simple exercise can completely transform your relationship with your image. Louise Hay discovered the power of this technique when she was healing her own cancer. She spent hours looking at herself in the mirror and telling herself, "I love you, I really love you." At first it felt uncomfortable, even ridiculous, but over time she began to truly believe those words, and her healing, both physical and emotional, was remarkable. The fascinating thing about working with mental images is that they not only transform how you see yourself, but also how others perceive you. When you consistently visualize yourself as someone valuable and worthy of respect, you begin to move through the world differently. Your body language changes. Your voice tone becomes more confident. And people respond to those changes, often without even knowing why they feel more attracted to you or why they respect you more. An additional exercise I want to share with you is what I call the Mental Success Album. Each night before sleeping, dedicate a few minutes to remembering 3 moments from your day when you felt confident, capable, or valuable. They can be small moments. When you clearly expressed your opinion, when you established a healthy boundary, when you took care of yourself. Relive those moments in your mind with as much detail as possible. That programs your subconscious to seek out and create more similar experiences. If you're enjoying these techniques and want to delve even deeper into Louise Hay's work to transform your self-esteem, make sure to like this video and share it with someone you think might also benefit. Sometimes, the most loving act we can do is share tools that have helped us heal. And now, let's explore the 5th and final component of our daily visualization practice. The power of projecting your future from a place of unshakable self-esteem. The 5th element that completes our visualization practice to elevate your self-esteem is what I call expanded vision. It's about projecting yourself into your future not from a place of lack or yearning, but from a deep sense of deservingness and confidence. Most people visualize their future from their current state. If you feel insecure today, you'll visualize a future tinged with that same insecurity. But when you learn to visualize from an elevated state of self-esteem, even before that state is your constant reality, you're literally altering the trajectory of your life. Louise Hay expressed it this way: "The future is malleable, and we are the sculptors." Each time you project forward with a powerful image of yourself, you're carving the path for that version of you to manifest. In this final component of our daily practice, after having worked with the golden light, love toward your body, powerful affirmations, and the mental success movie, we're going to expand your vision toward the future you deserve. Close your eyes and visualize yourself 5 years in the future, living from a place of full self-esteem and unconditional self-love. What is your life like? What kind of relationships do you have? What is your work like? How do you treat yourself? How do others treat you? Really inhabit that future version of you. Feel the solidity of your confidence, the warmth of your self-love, the clarity of your purpose. Now, from that future place, look back at the present. Visualize that future version of you sending you love, wisdom, and strength. Feel how she's guiding you, showing you that this elevated state of self-esteem isn't just a distant possibility. It's your inevitable destiny if you follow this path. This exercise is so powerful because it creates an energetic bridge between your current self and your future self. It establishes a connection that literally begins to draw that future toward you. It's not magic. It's advanced psychology combined with quantum principles of resonant attraction. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have a clear sense of where they're going in life, while others seem to be constantly adrift? The difference often lies in this ability to project oneself toward a desirable future, and then work backward to create a clear path toward it. When you have a vibrant and exciting vision of your future, your current self-esteem begins to align with that vision. Let me share a complementary exercise that can greatly enhance this practice. It's called Letter from the Future. Take a sheet of paper and write a letter addressed to your current self, but written by your future self 5 years ahead. In that letter, your future self, confident, loved, fulfilled, tells you what her life is like now. She thanks you for the decisions you're making today, which allowed her to get where she is. She offers you advice, reminds you of your innate worth, assures you that all the challenges you're going through were worth it. This exercise not only solidifies your future vision, but also creates a deep sense of continuity in your identity. It helps you recognize that that confident and full version of you isn't someone else. It's you, evolved and flourished. And that recognition alone can tremendously elevate your current self-esteem. Louise Hay discovered that when we begin to see ourselves through the eyes of our higher self, something magical happens. We begin to treat ourselves with the same kindness, respect, and love that we would offer to that future version. And it's precisely that loving treatment toward ourselves that accelerates our transformation. An essential part of this expanded vision is to include not only external achievements, but also internal growth. It's not just about visualizing professional successes or ideal relationships, although that certainly has its place. It's also about seeing yourself having developed internal qualities like serenity, compassion, courage, and self-discipline. Because true self-esteem doesn't come just from what you achieve, but from who you become in the process. For the next week, I invite you to dedicate an additional moment each day to connect with this expanded vision. Ask yourself, what decision would my future self make in this situation? When facing a challenge, a difficult choice, or a moment of doubt, consult with that evolved version of you. Allow her wisdom to guide you. This simple habit can dramatically transform your decision-making and, by extension, your self-esteem. The beautiful thing about this practice is that it begins to blur the line between your present self and your future self. You start to experience flashes of that future confidence here and now, and with each of those moments, your belief in yourself strengthens. As Louise Hay said, True change begins when we decide that what we want to be is more powerful than what we have been. If you've made it this far and have followed each of these 5 components of our daily visualization practice, you're truly committed to your growth and transformation. And that commitment alone is already a powerful act of self-love. Remember that this complete practice requires only 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes that have the potential to radically transform your self-esteem and, by extension, every aspect of your life. Don't underestimate the power of consistency in small doses. Like a drop of water that falling persistently can pierce the hardest rock, these 3 daily minutes can dissolve years of negative patterns and self-criticism. If you wish to delve deeper into these practices and receive ongoing support in your journey toward unshakable self-esteem, be sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. Each week we share new tools, inspirations, and exercises to help you cultivate deep and lasting self-love. The journey toward elevated self-esteem isn't linear. There will be days when you'll feel incredibly powerful, and others when old patterns will try to resurface. In those difficult moments, remember that you're not going backward, you're being invited to heal another layer. Each challenge is an opportunity to practice these tools at a deeper level. If you've been following this visualization practice and have experienced positive changes, I'd love for you to share your experience in the comments. Your testimony could be exactly the inspiration someone else needs to begin their own transformation journey. The path to elevated self-esteem is one of the most important journeys you'll undertake in your life, because when you value yourself deeply, everything else in your life transforms. Your relationships become more satisfying because you no longer accept less than you deserve. Your work becomes more meaningful because you dare to express your unique gifts. Your health improves because you treat yourself with the care and respect you deserve. What you've learned today isn't simply a visualization technique. It's a path toward a completely new way of relating to yourself. And when that relationship heals, all your other relationships follow the same path. True self-esteem isn't arrogance. It's not thinking you're better than others. It's the serene recognition of your inherent worth. It's knowing that, like all human beings, you're imperfect, and at the same time completely worthy of love and respect. It's understanding, as Louise Hay taught, that you deserve love simply because you exist. Before concluding, I want to invite you to make a powerful declaration. Write in the comments, "I choose to love myself unconditionally, today and always." This simple public declaration is an act of commitment to yourself, a brave step toward the person you're destined to be. Remember that this video is just the beginning. The real transformation will happen when you take these tools and apply them consistently in your daily life. 3 minutes of conscious visualization every day, a small price to pay for a life of unshakable self-esteem. If you found this content valuable, please like it, share it with someone who you think could benefit from it, and subscribe to continue exploring together the path to unbreakable self-love. Remember, your mind is your most powerful tool, and when you learn to use it consciously through visualization, there's no limit to what you can create in your life. The truth is that you are already complete, you are already worthy, you are already enough, exactly as you are in this moment. Visualization isn't making you better, it's revealing how wonderful you've always been. As Louise Hay said, "You've been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens." Start today. 3 minutes. A simple practice. A transformed life. The time to elevate your self-esteem has arrived.